Okay, okay, okay. I think hindi pa na tayo nakikita, pero hi everyone! Welcome to the group if you're watching this. So, maybe you're wondering what is the group. We will share that to you later. Pero first off, I think kailangan natin muna pag-usapan kasi ilang episodes na ba tayo? Six? Six na ba? Six. So, it's
Yeah,
been
six
six
na.
episodes na and I think hindi pa namin na-introduce sarili namin in a way that you guys would know. Akala mo influencer eh, no? Pero yun nga, let's talk about ourselves muna. So, Sheila and I are friends and I think we have to tell the story kung paano kami nagkakilala. So, Sheila, how did we meet and why did we make this thing? So, yeah, it's all you.
So, yon. Hi guys. So, Jobert and I were classmates back in college, and um, first year I think we're not that close. Tama ba, Jobert? Di tayo ganun close na, no? Pero
Hmm.
siguro second year, third year, yon. Siguro mga around that time, yon, we became close, as in good friends. Yon, because we attend the same church, so that's why we're parang naging close kami dahil doon. So, yun. Bakit ba namin to ginawa? Because we want to express ourselves and also um, share to share our what we've learned so far in our lives, and also to share good words then, right, Jobert? How about you?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anything that you can share?
So yon, yeah, as Sheila has said earlier, we met in college. We were classmates. Hindi kami necessarily in the same friend group, but yeah, as time passes by and ka-church ko siya, so we grew closer and we've had
Yeah,
yeah, different situations where we strengthen each other in faith, where we support each other and we build each other up in the ministry. So, ayon. Um, so, again, ngayon naman, why do we do this? What is the group and why do we do this? Gusto mo i-share or ako na lang?
sige, a bit of why do we do this, because we want, just like I've said earlier, we want to share what we've learned so far. And this group, we call this the group because we have also a small group, and we meet weekly. So that's why we call this the group. So yeah, Ikaw, Jobber, what's your explanation
So,
about
yun
this
nga, we
one?
do this thing weekly. Meron kaming parang the group pero offline, hindi siya live stream, where we talk to different people. We share what we've learned, what has been useful in our lives, and they share things with us as well. So we support each other. It's like a support group. Pero this time, the group is parang more light version for you guys kung if you don't have things to watch like this. So maybe you could watch this. So what we talk about here is different things we learn throughout our lives. Hindi siya yung parang pakwela lang na entertainment, but what we found useful and what we think we could share to others that would be useful in their lives as well. So that's why we made the group.
Yeah,
And yeah, we try and try and try to do this every 2 weeks, but schedules mahirap mag-align.
yeah.
Pero we try to do it. So maybe that's the first step to do things.
Just with try.
So ayun, try and try hanggang yun, maging regular na siya. Pero for now, we try to aim to publish at least 2 episodes a month or at least once a month. So ayun. Um yeah, I think we should start now with the episode proper, no? Yeah, so for today's or tonight's topic, we will be talking about self-improvement. So, yeah, self-improvement. So, bakit naman self-improvement? Because we learned something, I think, crucial or something important in our lives, and we want to share a thing or two about self-improvement. But before we go into self-improvement, we have to, I guess, diet down a little bit. So, babaan natin or parang explain natin further into different parts bago tayo pumunta sa self-improvement. I think first question would be Sheila, how do you make how do you achieve a goal?
So, yon. How do you achieve a goal? It's about making the smaller step, not focusing on the large step, because you have to make little step to achieve that goal. It's not a one-time thing that you can achieve it. So when you set your goal, it's not one-time thing na, oh, nakuha ko na, 'di ba? It's about making each step, and little by little nakukuha mo 'yan eh. So, 'yun. Ikaw, Dobert, how about you? How do you achieve your goal, or how do you set your goal?
So, I think ang important part when setting up a goal, kasi minsan na-overwhelm tayo sa laki ng goal natin. I think yung important
Yeah.
lesson na natutunan natin, I think it's, kalimutan ko saan, I think it's technical documentation sa college. Tinuro ata sa atin ni Sir Mel, I think. It's about parang making steps for your goal. So, parang gagawan mo siya ng small but achievable steps para mas madali mo siyang makuha. Like, for
Yeah.
example, Sige, bigay tayo
Okay, ha.
examples. For example, college, di ba? Ang aim mo ay to graduate college and ano yung kailangan mong gawin. So, parang pag tinignan mo pa lang in hindsight, masyado malaki yung pag-graduate ng college. Ano yung mga kailangan ko gawin? Well, first, kailangan ko matapos tong year na to. Mapasa ko yon. But before that, kailangan ko muna mapasa
Yeah,
tong SEM
mapasa
na
ko yung
to.
SEM.
But before that, kailangan ko mapasa yung subject na to. Sa subject na to, kailangan kong magawa yung requirements, yung
Mapasa yung
projects,
mga exams.
yeah, yung
Yeah.
theses, assignments. So yun, ginagawa mong smaller steps for you to be able to
To
manage them.
achieve the
Diba?
large goals.
Kasi pag
Yeah.
iniisip mo lang, how do I graduate college? Ala, ang daming kailangan gawin. Pero pag ginawa mo isa-isa, manageable steps, di mas madali na siya, di ba? Di ba? So, parang ganun lang. Now, I think, paano naman siya magre-relate sa self-improvement? So, how do we improve as people? Ikaw, Sheila.
So, yun, as being a Christians, we aim to be more like Jesus. So, di ba? Of
Yeah.
course, it's hard to do that. Knowing us, right, di ba? And knowing who God is. So, how do we achieve that? How do we achieve that, Jobber? What
Yeah.
do you think?
So, of course, baka hindi nyo alam or alam nyo, I don't know. Kami ni Sheila ay Christians. Sabi na kanina na we go to the same church. And being Christians, we have this aim to be more like Jesus. To be, not, we can't be ever perfect. We have flaws, but we try to be more and more like Jesus every
Yeah.
day. So, of course, napakalaking challenge na, di ba? Napakalaking goal nun to be someone like Jesus, someone who is loving and compassionate and
Yeah, you
great.
can imagine it. Yeah.
It's so hard to do that, diba? To achieve that. Pero how do we achieve things like this? So I think, eto, we will share a little word for you. So it's in, I think, Proverbs 2, 1 to 11. So sabi dito, ako na lang magbabasa. So, more benefits of wisdom. Sabi dito, my son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God, for the Lord gives his wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guide you. So,
Okay.
wow, 'di ba? So, wait lang, parang backtrack muna tayo. Parang binasa natin 'yon. Ano? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Parang what? Ano? So, I think i-dissect natin further um, yung verse na binasa ko or binasa natin. So, sabi dito kasi sa Proverbs 2, 1 to 11, it talks about seeking to understand God, seeking to understand Him and knowing Him. To become more like Jesus, di ba, we have to know who He is, what He's like.
Yeah.
So, by seeking His wisdom, seeking His guidance, abiding by His laws, His wisdom, His guidance, we become more like Him. So, of course, it's hard to follow that. Ano ba yung sabi kanina? Ang sabi kanina, di ba, it's, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, di ba parang sinasabi dito paulit-ulit na parang seek God, seek His word, seek out wisdom and understanding, do this, do that. So parang ang hirap. It's so overwhelming to follow, di ba? Parang, how do I do that? Di ba? How do I reach that kind of thing? So it's overwhelming to follow. Pero how do we become more like Christ? Kami ni Sheila, how do we do that? So, overwhelming siya pag tinignan mo. So, that for us, di ba? Tama ba, Sheila? That for us is to be a better person.
Yeah.
To be more like Jesus is to be a better person. Diba? So, ang hirap i-achieve nun. Pero, we have these daily devotionals that we read, I think, a month ago. So, guys, if you don't know what a daily devotional is, kami, we
We
have
use,
our prayer time,
yeah,
our quiet time in the mornings most likely, where we read a part of the scripture, and then we have this book called Our Daily Bread or other devotional guides that we read and understand the scripture more. So parang every day a different verse, and we study the verse and we learn things from it. So yon. The title of the devotional that day was Now Then Next. Do you remember that?
now and then. Yep.
Yeah, Now Then Next.
And
So,
also just to add, when we create our devotional, we put our insights, and we also receive message from God about that text that we read, and also we also receive promises. It depends. It depends on the message. So
yeah.
yeah, it's a good thing to do. So
Yeah. So maybe some of you you journal things. So some of you meditate, diba? So it's a thing
yeah.
like that. It's daily devotions, you meditate on the word of God, you journal about it, things like that. So yeah, so the title is Now Then Next. So ang topic doon is actually this verse. It's Proverbs 2, 1 to 11. Pero 'di ba nga overwhelming to seek the wisdom of God, follow Him, seek His word, 'di ba? Don't turn left or right, just go towards His word, parang
You
ganon.
just go. Yeah.
So, tinakal dito, how do you achieve a thing like this? Sabi dito, it's to achieve a certain something, minsan kasi overwhelming na we focus on the larger picture. Pero instead of focusing on the tomorrow, we should focus on the now. So, yun, focus on the now. Ano yung pwede mong gawin today to become one step closer to your goal tomorrow? Diba? So, yeah, I think, punta naman tayo sa examples kasi baka puro concepts tayo, hindi naman ma-understand ng iba. So, um, question, siguro ako muna magbibigay, then ikaw. So, what's one goal
Okay.
that seems to be overwhelming? And how do you break your goal into steps? So I think ako muna. One goal na mukhang overwhelming for me is I think uh, ano ba? I think sa before, ang one goal na overwhelming para sa akin ay maging uh, to graduate with Latin honors when I was studying college. So, it's overwhelming for me.
Yeah,
If you
it's
know
hard.
me, I'm the kind of person na I don't like pressure. Ayoko nang ma-pressure na, kailangan mo ma-achieve tong bagay na to. So, I don't want to focus on my main goal na kailangan kong gumraduate with Latin honors. Ganon. So, how do you break your goal into steps? So, for me, ang ginawa ko talaga, may goal, ginawa ko smaller. Hindi yung parang gusto ko pa rin ma-achieve siya, pero ginawa ko into steps. Like, instead of focusing on the graduating part, focus lang ako doon sa kailangan kong gawin. Like, kailangan ko i-submit to, kailangan ko gawin to project na to, tong thesis na to, kailangan ko mapasa to. So, yun ang focus ko. And, of course, ang ginawa ko ay parang challenge ko yung sarili ko to really love the learning process, to learn things, different things. So, yun yung ginawa ko sa sarili ko. Manageable steps lang siya.
Yeah,
And
small
hindi ko
small steps.
napansin,
Eh.
after
Yeah.
after 4 years, I graduated and I achieved that goal na I graduated with Latin honors. So, ayun, parang ganon. Ikaw naman, Sheila, what's one goal that seems to be overwhelming and how do you break your goal into
Mm.
steps?
So sa akin naman, now that I'm working, one goal that seems to be overwhelming is to manage my finances. It's really hard, sa totoo lang. Lalo na kapag you have friends, you have you have a lot of shopping app around you. So it's really hard to take take a pause. Wait lang, wait lang. May ano pala, may babayaran palang ganito. Ayan. So it's hard, it's really overwhelming. So what do I do to break that goal to manage my finances into steps? So what I do is before, if you really know me when I was in college, super talagang magastos. As in magastos. I can't save up any kahit anong mga natitira kong baon, di ko nasi-save as in lahat yun ubos. In a week, oh my God. Jobert, you can remember, dati sinasabihan
True,
mo pa ako
true.
talaga before na, uy, ganito, ganyan. So,
True yun.
yon. So, now, I'm a working na. So, what I do is, mayroon na akong notes, as in, lahat ng expenses ko, nino-notes ko na. And then, may budget din ako. So, if my expense talagang sumusobra na sa budget ko, kahit 100 na sobra, talagang inaawit yung sarili ko na, ba't ka naman gumastos? So, what I do is may notes and then talagang inaano ko yung expenses ko. So, yun, kailangan mo talagang i-watch yung kung ano yung ginagastos mo eh. So, dapat you don't spend beyond what you can, what you have. So, dapat may portion lang dapat and also yung sinisave mo, dapat talaga meron kang separating para sa mga expenses. So, that I learned. So, ikaw, Jobert, meron ka bang additional
I think
example pa?
similar.
So, hindi
Similar
ka na
in regards
discomfort.
with finances. Ang adult, ano ba yan? Pero yeah, I have a
Sorry.
financial goal as well. My end goal, I think, in life is to be financially independent. So, that
Stable.
means, na, hindi lang stable, to be independent. That means, kahit di na ako mag-work right now, I'm able to pay off my
Yeah, you can lay
expenses. Like, pwede ko i-drop off everything right now and I can do this. Parang ganon. So, that's my goal. And parang, isipin mo, paano kung ikaw ay nabuhay sa, kakagaling mo lang sa pagka-bankrupt, wala kang pera, paano mo gagawin yun? Di ba? Parang, how do you do that? Kung ikaw ay lumaki sa hirap, how do you achieve that? How do you become financially independent? Di ba? Parang overwhelming. Pero ako, I know I can do this. I can do this. By the grace of God, I can
yeah,
do this. Pero,
you
ano
can
yung
do
kailangan
that.
kong gawin? I have to break these things into smaller steps. So, for example, right now, I'm saving up. So, I have a work right now. I'm saving up. So, my one step is I keep track of my expenses. So, alam ko magkano nagagastos ko monthly sa rent, sa electricity, sa utility, sa internet, everything. Sa food, sa grocery, ganon. Alam ko siya kung magkano. And then next is, sa sweldo ko, sinasubtract ko na agad yun. As, of course, tithes and other things that I do. And then may part ako for
Yeah.
savings. Yung savings ko actually divided into two, majority or majorly two siya, which is one is emergency fund. So in the case that I don't have a job, let's say for 3 to 6 months, covered ako. That's it. So yun yung isa kong step. Other step is meron akong other set of savings that I'm saving up for things I need for my freelance business or for investing in things, and may larger goal ako to step that up. So may mas malaki akong kailangang ipunin to invest it in something, a business, and then in yung business na yun, magge-generate ng money para ma-cover yung expenses ko right now. So, parang it's a cycle. So, madami akong steps na kailangan gawin. Pero, doing that is more manageable than just thinking about and trying hard how
Yeah,
to become
making
financially independent. So,
about that
parang
show.
ganon. Yeah.
Yeah, and that illustration, no, you can see that in making smaller steps, talagang you feel that you're one step closer dun sa goal mo, 'di ba?
Oh, true.
And about ourselves naman, 'di ba? About ourselves naman, how do we improve? How do we become the best version of ourselves? So, let's say you're the bad guy type now. And you can't imagine, as in you really can't imagine being a good person. On, pero you want to. Gusto mo maging good person. So, how do you do it?
Yan.
So,
Okay,
yun.
shout
How
out
do
muna
you do
sa
it?
ating nag-comment. So, hi Kuya Raf, all the way from
Sino
Cebu.
yan?
And yes, mahaba na hair ko, Ate Mitch. Thanks for noticing. Yan. So, ano yung question? How do you
Laging
do it, right?
supporter yan si Kuya Ram.
So, how do we become the best
Hi,
version
Kuya
of
Ram!
ourselves? So, ayun, yun nga, you're the bad guy tayo, sabihin natin gano'n. And you want to be a better person, pero parang pag tinignan mo yung sarili mo right now versus the person you
You
want to be,
can't.
parang it's parang total opposite. Like, ako magiging ganyan? Like, it's impossible. Diba? Na parang,
Paano?
ako na ganito ginagawa ko everyday, magiging ganito, it's impossible. Diba? Parang overwhelming. I can't do that. Pinanganak ako kung ganito, magiging ganito na lang ako habang buhay. So parang, how do I do it? Alam kong gusto mo to improve yourself, pero feeling mo na you can't because you're already this type of person. Well, manage it. Try it to make steps. Gawan mo ng steps. Don't just focus on the larger picture. Try to make manageable steps. Like what? For example, let's say practicing honesty right now. If you're not a truthful person, try doing that step. Try mo maging more honest every day. Today, choose to be honest.
Yeah.
The next day, choose to be honest. Then the next day after that. And so on
The
and so
next
forth.
day,
Hanggang maging
choose-
honest ka na. What else? Choose
Becomes regular thing.
yeah, choose the right friends now. So maybe your circle or your community around you is a bad influence. Maybe mali ang tinuturo nila sa'yo, and you know in yourself that you are being led to danger, to harm's way.
Something that's
So
not
try to
right. Yeah.
right now try to find a better community, find a place where you can grow as a person to be better, people who will support you in becoming a better person and not
You will that
pull
will
you
help
down
you.
or pull you
Yeah.
back when you try to improve. Try doing that now, or try to live with integrity right now, na no matter if a person is looking at you or not, you're still living
No
by
one
your
can see.
principles,
Yeah.
di ba? Try to live with integrity now. Parang, hindi ako kukupit, even if someone or no one sees me, parang ganon. Mga simple things. Try to live with integrity
Routine.
now. Or having good judgment now. Na instead of just speaking your mind the first thing you see, di ba? Parang, try to analyze things better. Then try to take things into
Yeah.
consideration.
Why that person
Tignan mo
behave the way
yung,
they do.
yeah, tignan mo yung both sides. Diba? Have better judgment right now. Try to be more critical. Or speaking wisely now, diba? Instead of just saying things and saying things and saying things, try to filter your
Yeah.
words.
Take a pause.
Yeah, try to take a pause, analyze what you will say, and then say what you want to say. Diba? Parang ganon. So, analyze. All these things are simple steps that you can do right now, and if you do that more and more each day, you become a better person, diba? So that's small things that you can do now. So I guess choose what you can do better right now to achieve your best you tomorrow, diba? Parang slogan yun. So choose what you can do better
Tagline.
now
Parang tagline
to
na.
achieve your best you tomorrow. Tagline. Trademark, copyrighted.
Yeah.
So yun, I think in order for us to become to improve ourselves for self-improvement, we have to I think establish a certain goal, then make that goal smaller by breaking it down into steps, and then tackling that steps one by one until you reach your goal. So I think that's what we learned from improving ourselves.
Also, you have to, and also you have to wait patiently. It's not a one-time thing that, instant. So,
True.
you have to
Gradual
wait
siya.
it. So, you have to be patient.
Yeah. So I think yung
Yeah, and so with that, you have to add something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hindi, I think
Okay, go on.
Hindi, yun lang yung you want, if you want to be better, choose to take the first step. Kasi oftentimes it's the first step that's the hardest, di ba?
Yeah.
Like for
totoo.
example, you're starting a new project. Oftentimes for me, when I'm trying to do a certain art project that I want to do, ang pinakamahirap para sa akin is to take the first step. So maybe the way towards the better you, yung hard part lang dun is taking the first step towards it, diba?
The
So,
first step,
yeah, take the first step and see where you go. So Sheila?
Yun. Totoo yun, no? Sa ano lang, sa una lang talaga mahirap. Pero sa next step, it can be easier na. So, yun. With that, if you would like to join this kind of talk and conversations, you can just ping us and message Jobert or me, or you can just comment that you want to be part something like this. And also, yun, nasabi na namin kanina na we also do this weekly, but hindi naka-live stream, of course. And with that, it's more intimate, and then we talk about and we support each other. We talk about ourselves and more. If you want to know more Jesus, we can also help you to know more Jesus. So, yeah. Jobber, anything to add?
Yan. So, I think, yeah, may nagpapa-shoutout ulit. Shoutout kay Ate France.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hi
thank
po!
you sa panonood, guys. I think this is the final part of today's stream or tonight's stream and tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I hope that you take these
Thank you,
lessons that
guys.
you've learned and try to be a better version of yourself. And yeah, if you want to learn more things or talk about your life, share things, or learn new things that will be helpful to you in a week-to-week basis, chat nyo ako or chat nyo si Sheila. We have weekly
Yeah.
group meetings that you can join. And
Yeah.
I guess this is the outro na, no? So, okay guys, this has been Jobert and
This is Sheila.
yeah, so this is the group. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Yeah. Bye, guys.